Cao Xiant fell asleep. He dreamt of climbing a massive mountain, ascending higher and higher. The dream revealed to him what lay ahead in his future. He remembered once again the eco-village where he had attended a lecture by his mentor. He knew that he would have a new ritual today in which he would confront an evil spirit. When Sapir came to him in the morning and asked if he would perform the ritual to drive away the malevolent spirit that had harmed many cattle, Cao Xiant was not surprised.
Very well, I will consult a Yami to determine what we should do to handle this.
In the evening, he began his ritual once more. The villagers gathered inside the shamanic yurt, sitting around the hearth. Cao Xiant took his place opposite the entrance and began the divination.
Oh my spirits! Tell me, why is there cattle loss in this village?
At the shaman's call, spirit helpers began to gather. In his vision, he saw his Ayami, who appeared before him in the form of a deer, gracefully leaping across a meadow.
Oh, Xiant, the reason is that the malevolent spirit Abasi is taking the cattle's souls to Erlik Khan.
What should be done to prevent this from happening?
You must banish this malevolent spirit from the area.
Oh my spirits! Find Abaasi spirit for me. I will go to banish him.
I know where he dwells. He is currently roaming near the pasture.
Let's go there to expel him from this place.
And the spirits followed him as they flew to the location. Malevolent spirit, who appeared as a wolf, lurking near the pasture, Cao Xiant initiated negotiations.
Oh, malevolent spirit Abasi, how much longer will you devour our cattle? Leave this place!
I won't leave this place. Bring me a black bull as a sacrifice.
After conveying the words of the spirit to the villagers, Cao Xiant asked them,
Do you have such a bull in your herd?
We do, but this Abaasi has already taken so many cattle. Enough of it. Perhaps we can do without sacrificing this bull?
Cao Xiant turned to Ayami with the people's request, saying,
Is it possible to banish the spirit without a sacrifice? Oh my Ayami, answer me!
Yes, Xiant. It's possible to banish him. The sacrifice will be made to the spirits of Tengri. We will offer a white cow as a sacrifice to Tengri, so that Tengri provides souls for new cattle. A bloodless offering to Tengri we shall present. Let the spirit Abasi depart. He has already received plenty of sacrifices.
As taught by the Northern Kam, there are 3 types of sacrifices. The first is a substitute sacrifice. For example, when a person falls ill, meaning an evil spirit has entered them and caused the illness, to restore their health, cattle are offered as a sacrifice to the malevolent spirits. The spirit of the illness transfers to the cattle, leaving the person. The cattle is then slaughtered, and the evil spirit feeds on the fluids of its blood, which is the kut, absorbing its soul, sir. The destructive influence of the evil spirit is shifted onto the cattle. Such influence from an evil spirit is often associated with the person's weakened state. In the second case, a person falls ill or faces various misfortunes because their kut, life strength, is not enough to maintain their possessions, what they consider their own. This property, consisting of a house, cattle, wife, children, car, money, forms their large body, or, as Cao Xiant called it, the macro body. Each item, an element of this body, is connected to the person by invisible threads, and the maintenance of each of these items consumes a specific portion of their kut, life strength. If the number of items becomes too great, or if a person's kut decreases, misfortune may occur. This misfortune can manifest as illness in the person or their relatives, the death of cattle, loss, theft, fires, or breakdowns, among other things. If such a thing happens, you need to make a sacrifice. For instance, take a horse and consecrate it to Ulgan. This horse will continue to live with the herd, but nobody is allowed to use it, ride it, harness it to a cart, or kill it. It now belongs to Ulgan. By removing a part of such ownership, a person restores the balance between their kut and their macro body. In the third case, they offer cattle as a sacrifice with the intention that the soul of the animal, as it departs towards the deity, would convey the people's request to him. Sao Shiant struggled for a long time with the spirit of Abaasi, which was consuming the cattle. In the end, they successfully lured it into a figure smeared with blood and cast it far into the taiga. In this ritual, it was essential not only for the spirit of Abaasi to depart, but also to dispel the heavy emotional atmosphere that had arisen among the villagers of this ale. This atmosphere was what had attracted this spirit in the first place. Sao Shiant knew that the shamanic ritual was a magical act of correcting the bad paths in the dream world that people had taken. Paths of jealousy, resentment, fear, indifference, leading them to misfortune. Now, having been to Belovedai, he knew that each person builds such a path, envisioning a certain future, a particular image of themselves, and their reactions to the world around them. It was crucial to detect the dangerous paths and eliminate them, creating the right self-image for people, the right path for their thoughts and emotional reactions in this world.
Oh, spirits of the mountains and rivers, spirits of the taiga, spirits of our ancestors, protect us from the malevolent Abaasi.
The next day, Sapir brought a white cow to Sao Shiant for the consecration to Tengri. Sao Shiant instructed the villagers to create a corridor of young birch trees facing east from the yurt towards Tengri. They relocated the world tree to the end of this alley and tied the cow to the east part of it, commencing the consecration ceremony. Beating the drum and dancing around the cow, he said,
"Oh, Tengri, we consecrate this cow to you. O great Khan of eternity, master of the world of primal slumber, grant us cattle. Send I cattle to our earth. Let them embody quickly into calves, young goats, foals, lambs, and other cattle they possess. Grant us your blessing, O great Tengri."
While in a trance, he saw Ai descending from the unmanifested world.
So, we can expect offspring soon.
In the world of Ulgan, each pearl of Ai began connecting with its corresponding soul of Syr and descending into the denser world of Umai. Since the cattle had no souls of Boss, they only embodied with the soul of Syr. Unfortunately, many people's souls of Boss were underdeveloped, and they only lived by the memory of Taios, only by what their ancestors had given them. The evil spirit of Abaasi went to another village shortly after, and there too, cattle losses were expected to occur. It went to that village because their protective powers had weakened, and destructive conditions began to emerge, attracting misfortune. Evil doesn't disappear, it merely changes places, shifting from one to another. Just like happiness and good fortune come to us from the outside when we are ready to accept them. In our extreme times, when the fate of the entire planet is at stake, it is crucial for the knowledge of angels and benevolent spirits to spread as quickly as possible, globally, and reach thousands of people. In this way, we can change the future of all humanity. Which is why we are addressing you, dear soul of light. Spread the knowledge about our wise books and films. Share links to videos or cartoons. All of this is available and free. Invite women to individual practices, webinars, and seminars. And the Great Spirit of Light will help you and your family. It will direct an enormous amount of energy to fulfill all your desires. Benevolent spirits and angels will assist you and your loved ones in all matters. A thread of light and love extends from your heart to the hearts of thirsty women, and the creation of good and the dissemination of enlightened knowledge throughout the world begins. Become part of the mission of light. Help people, and God will help you.